Hey everybody, good morning. It's Sara Mader here at on the Palouse Brand Garbanzo bean harvest. It is September 16th at 9:30 a.m. You guys can ask us questions as we go, but today we are touring our farm. So get ready, this is going to be fun. We are going to go ahead and have Kevin open us up and show us what we're harvesting. We're going to show you the form of the beans ahead of time. We're going to do a combine tour. You can engage with us. Please, please, please ask us anything you want. We are so excited to spend some time with you this morning. All right, Kev, I'm going to flip this over to, here's a little PSA. Washington State, the fire, the smoke has come up here so hard from the California and Oregon fires. We've had fires here as well. And so it's very smoky. And so we aren't sure how our signal's going to hold. We aren't sure how things are going to work, but we're going to do our best to bring you this experience. Again, it's totally live, so we didn't practice this. This is just what we're dealing with today. Hey, Kevin, I'm going to go ahead and flip you around. Oop, you guys were on camera. Will you show us what we're harvesting today?
Yeah, good morning. My name's Kevin. We're harvesting garbanzo beans, chickpeas today, and so we're looking at the crop. We got the beans, they're nice and dry, ready to be harvested.
Oh my gosh, they're gorgeous. Wait, hold on, let me zoom in on that. Okay, look at that. Can you crush another one in your hand so they can see it? Look at that beautiful bean. Oh, the color is gorgeous. Tell us a little bit about these beans, Kev. Are these...
These are a Sierra Kabuli chickpea that we love growing. They're just a beautiful bean, and they always produce well for us, and they're kind of the standard for color and size and everything. It's a nice dry crop. We're hoping to get done before the rain here on Friday, and we want rain. It's super dry. We want to get rid of these fires, and so yeah, we're looking forward to the rain, and we're looking forward to being done with harvest.
Hey, Kevin, go ahead and stand up. What's one of the questions that our people ask us most is if we desiccate crop. So just a common practice.
No, we do not desiccate the crop. Let me show you over here. Well, first of all, you can see some of these other plants that are growing down in here. That
hold on. I got to get the camera down there.
That aren't dead. And so there's no desiccation here. You can even see right over here in the flat where they've been stunted a little bit, where the moisture was a little heavy, and they're still green. And we'll just cut right over the top of them and separate them out later. Most of them will blow out the back of the machine because the pods are still green and the leaves are still green.
Okay. And so desiccating, kind of just how some people do it, but not us, is they'll spray like a Roundup or glyphosate type product on the beans to help them dry them down, because you can't really harvest green beans, right?
Yeah, you can't harvest green beans. That's a huge problem. You know, if the pods are damp or still rubbery, it'll just blow them out the back, or you'll end up with a bunch of pods in the tank. And so they have to be dry. So we have to be patient and let them dry down, which can be pretty tricky on a wet year, because once it starts to cool off, they take sometimes weeks to dry out, and so it's a pretty big gamble.
Yeah. Okay, I thought we could start with a combine tour. Can you talk to us like we do not, like I don't know what you're doing. Can you walk us around your machine and talk about it? We'll do some close-ups. Again, everybody that's joined us, this is live. We're gonna do the best we can to provide you the highest quality, but as you can see, it's extremely smoky. The California, Oregon, and Washington wildfires have really set in the smoke. If you've been watching national news at all, you know this, and so just bear with us as we go through this, and we'll try and keep you up to date as possible. Okay, go ahead, Kev. Walk us through. I'm pretty close to this machine. Can you tell us what we're looking at?
Yeah, so this is the head. You can see the sickle bar in front.
Hold on, I gotta get there. Let's go closer.
This is the head, sickle bar in front, cuts it off. This is the reel. It taps the crop in as it goes across the reel. The draper belts bring it to the center and suck it up.
Okay.
Suck it up the feeder house. Then the center part of the machine is like a big washing machine. You know, it's got a big drum in there that's just thrashing it out with a grate around the outside, so the beans fall through and all the dirt and chaff blows out the back.
Okay, let's keep walking. Can you walk us around the machine this way? Perfect. If you guys are just checking in, you guys can ask us questions. We'll ask Kevin in real time your questions as we look at this year's garbanzo bean crop and do a little combine tour here. Oh boy. Okay. So here's the combine. I'm going to get closer to you so you can talk about, you want to talk about the header some more from this side, or what do you want to do?
Well, the head is the head. You got the throat and the feeder house going up into the threshing unit, which is up in the center of the machine, kind of behind the front tires there, or above / behind the front tires. You've got the operating station in the cab right up there, and the bulk tank, which is the big bin on top, which is where all the beans get stored. Got the engine and the power unit in the back driving everything, and all the byproduct comes out the back of the machine.
Let's go look at that byproduct. Let's show them what the machine produces after it takes the beans out of the field. My camera's going a little wonky there. Sorry, guys. Let me fix that for you.
You just got pods and stems and everything that's just all chopped up and spread as evenly as we can.
Camera went funny. Sorry. Okay. So I'm going to go down here on the ground. You're seeing the pods and the chaff after the combine cleans the beans, and the camera's going wonky again. And so it shoots out the back. Somebody just asked us where we're at now. We are standing in our Clear Creek field, just north of Pullman, in between Pullman and Palouse. And so that's where we're at. Thanks for asking, and we'll keep answering your questions as you shoot them in. Okay, so can we get up to the bulk tank?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna go look at where the beans come in. You'll see it's really dirty, it's really dry. Fire conditions are high. Hopefully we won't have any of those. So we're gonna climb this ladder. I'm gonna stand back. Okay, and it's not gonna be pretty as we climb, but when we get up there, I promise you're gonna see a beautiful bulk tank full of beautiful beans. Oh. Woo, it's dusty. And it's loud up here. We didn't turn the machine off. Okay. Oh my goodness. Let me see if I can show them these beans. Woo. Okay. So again, these are a large Kabuli chickpea. They're the ones that you're going to find in the Palouse Brand bag this year on Amazon. We also do a little export of these beans as well. So if you're joining us from the Middle East or some of our friends across the world, these are the beans that go in the bag. The first step of the cleaning process is actually in the combine. So the combine cleans them down to this level. From there, we go into a truck and trailer. We haul them to our processing facility in Palouse, where we do a dry cleaning. So there's no water used in the cleaning of these beans by the time they get to you. And that's why we suggest that you rinse all of your product and you go through it really well. Look at those beans. They're so pretty. All right, Kev, I'm trying to show them a little bit of the landscape around us. It is very pretty out here. My camera is gonna go crazy for a second. Sorry, guys. Got new equipment and it's kind of hard to get used to. But you can't see a lot because of the smoke today. The smoke will not affect the quality of your beans. It is higher, it's really clear on the ground here. But as we talked about earlier, we do not desiccate our beans, so we do not chemically dry them down. Our beans are dried by the sunshine. And so you'll see that patch of green. That patch is just a patch that hasn't had time to dry down yet from the heat. So a lot of what we depend on as farmers around here is the weather. We need the weather to be hot and dry in August to dry these suckers down, and we need the rains to stay away. This weekend, we're getting ready to, it looks like there's rain in the forecast, which will be nice to clear all that smoke out of the air, but we need to get these beans out of the field before it rains. All right, Kev, I'm gonna climb down and let's get in the cab and start talking about what this machine does from behind the driver's seat. So bear with me as I get down. I have to climb down this steep ladder. Okay, all right, thank you. You can hear the machine and the equipment running. Feel free to ask us questions while we're getting down to the cab. Is this the exhaust? What are we looking at here, Kev?
Yeah, that's the exhaust.
Okay. All right. Sorry, guys. I know it's not great. It's a long climb down. We made it. Let's just briefly walk around the other side of the machine. There's that bulk tank that we were just up looking at the beans in. We are in Washington State, and we have a nice cougar flag flying on top of this machine. Kevin's gonna climb in first. I'm showing you the back view of the header. Go ahead. And then we're gonna drive this sucker and start cutting some beans. So this is the Clear Creek farm. It's gonna get shaky. I'm climbing a ladder again. I'm sorry, guys. We're standing on the Clear Creek farm. Clear Creek is a new brand that Palouse Brand just launched in August. And the name Clear Creek means something to us. This is where our family homesteaded. So when you look at Clear Creek products, we are able to take other people's, other farmers' crops and help take them direct to consumer. And so that's what the Clear Creek brand is about. Okay, I'm gonna climb up, hand him the camera, and then I'll climb up. You might need to hold the bottom there. You're gonna, oh, sorry. Okay. All right. So before I get in there, will you give him a bit of an overview about what's going on in this cab? What are those computer screens?
So this computer runs the machine. All your settings are in here. Your fan speed, rotor speed. You hit keeps track of everything that's going on. There's map, other machine settings.
I'm trying to fix the camera so I'm not shaking as it. There we go. Sorry. So a lot of people think that farmers aren't that high tech. Can you talk a little bit about what that technology does?
Yeah, this machine has guidance on it, so we can set up A/B lines. It'll keep track of where it's going.
What's an A/B line? You're talking foreign language to a common consumer.
We can snap a line on a heading because it's keeping track of its position off satellites, and we can go 90 degrees east. And when we hit the auto steer button, once we've got everything set up in the screen, it'll automatically keep it exactly straight.
So you can press auto steer and this sucker drives itself?
Yeah, it will drive itself as long as you program it correctly.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and get going here. I am going to actually switch camera sticks while you're doing this. Go ahead and turn on the header a little bit so our people can see what's going on there. Okay. So for those of you who tuned in to the lentil live with us, I have severe, what is it called, Kev?
I don't know.
I get dizzy. I have seasickness in these machines, so I try not to look at the spinning parts because I don't want to be hot. Can you turn on the AC a little bit more or something?
Sure.
It's hot in here. You have it turned down.
Didn't want you to be cold. I was more worried about you being cold. I forgot about
how I get seasick and need air blowing on me all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us a little bit more about these beans.
So they're a Sierra bean. They've had quite a season. We were dry.
Will you head to the hilltops so we have a really good connection too, if you don't mind?
Yes, we will drive straight to the top of this hill.
Okay.
And anyway, these beans are, we were dry early in the spring, so they got seeded around the 20th of April. And then in May, it started raining, and it was the perfect spring.
Oh, dropped the phone. Whoopsie. Sorry, guys. I even got the phone screens dirty. That sucks. Oh, thank you for your comments. We do not chemically treat our products to dry. We can see you typing to us. That is something we're proud of, and it's actually based on your feedback. So a lot of what Kevin does on the farm is he works with me to figure out what consumers are looking for and how we can deliver it to them. And so we are so happy that we can deliver you not chemically dried beans. That's not the right word. And I'm fixing my phone again, and it's not working right. Lots of technology problems. So we're gonna head up the hill and try and get you some better shots, but it is dusty and smoky. So these beans are used traditionally, like in hummus. They're used in soups and salads. One of my favorite salad is a chickpea. One of the things that we're proud of is that they're not, we don't sell in water. So you're not paying for any water when you get Palouse Brand chickpeas versus a canned product where they add water and sometimes sodium. These chickpeas are dry and you're gonna hydrate them when you get them. We have lots of instructions on how to hydrate those either overnight in a longer soak process or using your Instapot to do a quick method. And so once these beans are rehydrated, or they can make a hummus in less than 5 minutes. So for all of those of you that are really into using alternative proteins or adding some really healthy beans to your diet, that's part of it. So Kevin, can you tell us how fast we're going? It's hard to we're climbing a hill, but how fast are we going?
We're doing about 3 miles an hour, 3.2 to be exact.
A whopping 3. And how fast do you harvest our wheats?
Depends, anywhere from 1.5 to 3.5 or 4,
okay,
depending on what the yield and the straw length and all of it. There's lots of variables that go into that.
And so you can harvest these almost twice as fast as you do wheat.
Well, it depends. Like, we're up here on a ridge top, so they're shorter. There's less vines, and so we can move a little faster. If we're down in a draw bottom and it's really thick and there's still a little bit of green there, it can be 1.5, 2 miles an hour. It just depends on the conditions.
So we talk a lot about what we do for the soils and why it's important to. Oh, look at that view. We are just coming up on a beautiful view of the hills across the way. That's part of the region that's part of the reason that the Palouse is such a beautiful place to farm. Look at all that. I've got a nice strong connection too. Thanks for bringing us. This is a steep hill. We're gonna go down this hill?
No, I was gonna turn and kind of stay up here on the ridge top, so you had a good,
thank God.
You had good service.
Yep.
But you're gonna, we're gonna turn and it's gonna level over. A little bit, and so
talk a little bit about what a leveler is on a combine.
We're going down this hill.
Okay.
It doesn't level front to back, but it levels side to side. So as we turn on the side of the hill, it starts leveling to the right so that we stay flat side to side so the machine can clean and continue to operate the way that it was designed to.
We're just seeing a lot of dust right now. I'll try and show some landscape while you're taking us down this hill. So we use a Hilco leveler on these machines?
Yes, we do.
And why is that different for us versus people in the Midwest? Why? I'm going to try and show them some of the less dustier spots. There's the rows of beans. Talk about, in the Midwest, they can use combines that are just really flat, right? They don't need levelers on them.
Yeah, we put an aftermarket kit on the combine so that it'll adapt to the hills a little bit better, and we run 4-wheel drive. It's kind of like those kids that like to put, or not just kids, but anybody that likes to put a lift kit on their pickup. That's kind of what we do to our combines, but it levels too, so that it continues to operate the way that we want it to, or the way that it was designed to.
And tell us a little bit about this header. What makes this header, the prongs that you can see pulling in the beans, what makes this so special?
Well, it's a 45-foot MacDon Draper. We really like them.
And Kevin, a lot of people think, there's the camera and the crew. A lot of people think that We, some farms get irrigation and they have big sprinkler systems on it. Can you tell us a little bit about how we water our crops?
Oh, it's just natural rainfall. The Palouse gets on average, a 20 to 22 inch, in some areas 24-inch rain.
More about the nitrogen that garbanzo beans put in the soil and how that helps the next crop that we plant. And I see our signals coming back, so we should give it.
So their legumes are a nitrogen fixing plant, and so as the roots nodulate, they put nitrogen back in the soil, so that when we grow our wheat crop next year, it's added fertility.
So that's a natural. The plant naturally does that. We also do help it along though with a little bit of nitrogen, right?
Yes, we do.
So it takes a little bit more than what they'll put in all together, but
especially your protein wheats, like your hard whites, to get a protein, you need a little bit extra there to get that quality.
Okay. And so can you tell us a little bit about your family? So I'm married into the family. What generation farmer are you?
I'm a 5th generation
I'm going to put you on camera for a minute as you drive, just the side profile. Okay. You're a 5th generation farmer, and so what's so special about this farm that we're on right now?
Well, my great-grandfather moved to this area, and so this is one of the family farms.
And where did he move from?
Down in the Dusty area, Dusty, Washington area.
He moved up from an area about an hour, 45 minutes away?
Yeah, 30 minutes away, yeah.
Okay, so kind of cool. His computer is telling him, oh, he just shut it off. I wanted to show you guys the computer.
What are you talking about? It's right there.
No, that you were 3/4 full. So the bulk tank is getting full, which is really great. We'll go empty that into a truck here in a little bit, but now we're kind of climbing that ridge top that we just did around the other side, and hopefully you guys can see that. It's really dusty. Garb harvest is hard to film because of how dusty it is. I'm going to show you the header. I'm going to turn my special equipment off here, and then it's going to allow me to pivot my phone to show you. There's the food, and that's the feeder house as Kevin walked us through earlier in this video. And so those teeth that are combing, they're literally combing the crop. They pull it into, what are the belts? Explain that process again.
They're the draper belts that bring it all together, gather it all, bring it to the center.
So we just had somebody ask us about yield. So the question, Kevin, is what is the yield so far? Is it as good as expected? So let me preface this by saying that in the United States, there are fewer chickpeas being grown this year. This is one of the smallest crops the U.S. will put out or has put out in prior years. Part of that is because we're facing heavy international tariffs. And so just to be very honest with you, that's part of what you get. You get access to your farmer, you get access to the little bit that I know. I'm going to show you the hilltops as we're talking about this.
So it looks a little thinner up here on the hilltops because it's, there's a little more clay up here on the hilltops. So to answer the question, yes, the yield is coming in as expected. It's a little higher. We're at right now on the yield monitor over here, we're at 1482, 1437. On a light hilltop like this, that is a very strong yield, especially since this farm got hit with heavy rains in May, and which thinned the crop out a little bit in areas. So yeah, it's I don't know if it's quite as heavy as we expected, but it's a good crop.
And can you talk about what rain does to your crops when you get heavy rains like that? Why does that affect? Most people would think that makes a crop better, that it grows more. When we dryland farm, though, there's some unique things that happen when a crop gets too much rain, right?
Especially in these